Hello YouTube, my name is Bacon Thief, and today, to start off our first week in October, or this second week now. Second week. Well, our first week of celebrating October. I don't know, but it's the second week of October. It's 4 weeks of October, so yeah. Okay. Before we get too far into this, I would like to point to behind me. If you're seeing green, that means my test did not work, and that means that we're just going to have a green screen behind us the entire time. But if you're actually seeing a picture back here, that means that I finally got a green screen working. I did some tests last night, but I didn't really do any full-on video or anything like that to make sure it was in shot, I'm in shot and everything like that. I was just making sure I could do it. So either way, I got green screen, so we'll see how this turns out. Alright, but to celebrate October and get started in it, I would like to do my favorite horror movies, because they are what got me started into loving Halloween and loving everything creepy. So I have written down nine movies that I am able to watch over and over and over because I love them that much. A lot of these movies I don't actually own, but if they ever come on TV or I ever get a chance to see them again, I will totally watch them. And I have watched them. Now, I was thinking about putting trailers in here of the actual movies as I talk, but since I really don't know if that is allowed, I'll get caught for copyright even though I'm talking about the movies. So I'm not really sure the rules against that. I didn't want to get this video taken down. So I'm just going to talk about the movies and you can look up trailers yourself. The first movie is the movie that is the first creepy movie that I've ever seen, like creepy style movie. And this is when I was very young when I first saw this movie, and it's just what set it off for me. And I still watch this person's movies every day, and that is Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, I know it's not actually scary, it's just weird style, but I definitely consider it as a creepy movie, which is why it makes it my horror list, because it's the one that got me started in it. Everyone else that was watching the regular children's movies, I was fascinated in the world of Tim Burton. And so the one thing that we actually owned the VHS of this, so I actually watched Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas a ton of times. So that's just the one thing, and I love the rest of his movies. I love Coraline, I love Corpse Bride, any more that's escaping me, I don't know. But I love this movie, and if you have never seen this movie, I highly suggest you do see this movie. Because I'm kind of surprised that you haven't seen this movie, considering it's been around for so long and it's been so publicized. That's my first movie. The second movie I also saw at a young age, which probably isn't a good thing. I saw Chucky, the little demonic doll, the guy who takes over the good boy doll, and he's able to, and so he possesses it, and and his voice comes through on it. It's really strange. But yeah, so that's my second movie. I saw Child's Play when I was about, how old was I? I want to say I was 7 when I first saw Child's Play. And then from there, I sneakily saw the rest of the movies, and the ones that were out, and I love them absolutely. And even though, there's just some kind of idea about a demonic doll come back to life and killing people and being murderous just for the fact of killing because he was a past serial killer. That's just amazing to me that they came up with such an idea. But I mean, I know it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, because it is gory, he does use a lot of language, there's some sexual parts in it, or in some of the movies. So I understand if you're not a big fan of Chucky. I understand, but it just was my first real horror movie, and I love it. I love Chucky. I mean, I find him hilarious. So The next one is Friday the 13th. Now, I know this is like a ton of movies with Jason, but I actually first discovered this on TV, and it was just showing on TV on Friday the 13th, and I watched through the marathon, and I kind of fell in love with the movie, fell in love with the series because it's very classic, serial killer, and plus I really like the story behind it as well. And if you don't know who Jason is, the guy in the hockey mask, he was killed while at summer camp. I believe he drowned. Yeah, and he died in Crystal Lake. And so now he comes back to Crystal Lake and kills anyone that comes to camp there. Yeah, so I know. So Friday the 13th definitely. It's just very classic and someone that I really love. But my favorite of all of them is actually Freddy vs. Jason, because I've actually never seen any of the regular Freddy movies. But when I saw those two, I was just like, this is amazing. I love this. So it's like two serial killers wanting to kill each other, basically. And like Freddy's trying to use Jason and all that, and it's so if you haven't seen Friday the 13th movies, recommend. If you haven't seen Freddy vs. Jason, recommend. I can't say about the Freddy movies because that's the only one that I've seen. Like the power just like randomly cut down, just like it's like not howling yet. Don't freak me out. Next one on my list, I know it's probably gonna get quite a few reactions because it's mega gory. It's very ew. And that would be the Saw movies. The reason that I like the Saw movies is because they're very strategic. Yes, I think that's the word, strategic. How can I say words? And like that was just very different for me than what the other ones were, because he brought them in to really test them, and so if they can make it through these tests, they can walk out. And so I just thought that was really awesome, even though I don't support the fact that Jigsaw is acting as God here, trying to kill people. It's like who are you? Why are you the one to be able to give these tests and just take away people's lives? So I really liked those movies. I mean, anytime those come on TV, I don't own them. Anytime they come on TV, I always tune in to watch them because they just fascinate me. I think their stories fascinate me, like finding out what people did and all of that. And there was another movie that I looked up on Netflix. I don't remember the name of it, but it's kind of like that, or it's strategic like that. And like he takes a bunch of people and puts them into a room. I think it's maybe called 13 or something like that. But he puts them into a room and they have to figure out why they're all there, or else they can't be released. And like every 5-10 minutes or something, he will come in and he will shoot someone. Strategic movies, they got me really into it. Another movie that I really like that's kind of like Saw, a bit of a stretch here, is it's Final Destination. Those movies, I have not seen all of them, but the Final Destination movies, like the first time that I saw them, I'm just like, whoa, what if death really does have a pattern? I mean, even though it's just a movie, like it makes you think about things, and it's just like, whoa, maybe we can all survive longer because we're all avoiding death's plan. I don't know, it fascinated me, and so I mean, even though it is now 1 p.m. Okay. So Final Destination. If you haven't seen that movie, it's basically about these group of people. They're trying to follow death's plan, and they're trying to figure out how to like avoid these deaths by like saving each other and like stopping things from happening. And so it will like move on to like the next person, and it's just like they're all just trying to like avoid it. It's like, oh, this person's next. We gotta watch them. We gotta save them. So, alright, the next movie is Case 39. Case 39, this demonic girl convinces a social worker to adopt her, but because this girl's parents, they were trying to put her in an oven, and the social worker knows nothing of the situation other than they are being abusive parents. And so she convinces the social worker to adopt her, and when she adopts her, she finds out the true self of this child. The girl was actually is a demon, and so she starts, like, if you don't give her what she wants, she will go demonic on you. Like, she will try to kill you, she will torture you, she will scare you so badly. And it's kind of funny because the social worker starts to fight back, and it is just, okay. So yeah, I recommend that movie. I still feel like some people still wouldn't like that movie, but I like that movie. So, I didn't actually write this one down, but I remember it. It's You're Next. And this one I like mainly because it has a girl as kind of saving everyone. That's my main reason for liking it. She didn't run away and scream. She actually started coming up with survival plans. Like, me and my friend Teresa went to go see it, and we just loved it for that reason. We're like, yeah, she's awesome. And like, the guys show up in masks because, like, these guys show up in masks because they are there to kill off the family because they're all having a family reunion. I don't give too much away about it because you're probably like, oh, I already know what's gonna happen now. But no, but if you want to see a change in the usual guy saving girl, if you want to see a change to where the girl saves everyone else, then that's your movie. It was so awesome. Alright, now going on to my paranormal movies. I am hugely into the paranormal. I watch ghost shows all the time. The Haunted, Ghost Adventures, those are my two main ones. So the first one is more recent, which is The Conjuring. I should have looked up how to say this before I made this video. Yeah. But yeah, I like this one because they made it really realistic with the investigations, and they had like the old cameras. I fell in love with the old cameras in this thing. Like, I was just like, whoa. I just fell in love with the entire idea of it, and like the sidekick, and I need to rewatch this movie because it was a really good one. I don't own this one either, and I want to own it really badly because it's an awesome movie. The next movie is 13 Ghosts. Now, 13 Ghosts, it's been a while since this one's been out, but this one I have only seen on TV, and every single time that's on, I make sure I watch it because it's an awesome movie. They have all these ghosts like trapped behind these walls with these like words on. I don't remember exactly. They have like words on them, and which contains them, and it's very creepy. Like like just like walking past these, and then suddenly they're released, and like you're just like, oh no, and you gotta be able to escape it. Like there's just some craziness that happened in that video, and it was really, really good. And so yeah, it's just more of the it's like monstery but ghosts at the same time. So it's really good. So if you're able to, if you ever see that one on TV or wherever you can watch it, I highly recommend that movie because that has been my all-time favorite for a very long time. The next one is Paranormal Activity. I'm not a huge fan of their last movie, but I love like the Chosen, what is it? The Unknown Ones? I don't know. But it's the one like it was based somewhere else, and I don't know. But I didn't really care for that movie, but I liked Paranormal Activity 1 through 4 because those were just some amazing, the March ones, maybe. But I love those movies. They were very realistic to me because I could see people setting up cameras in their house and trying to catch activity. I really like those, and it took me a while to be able to watch the ending of the first. Just like paused it and like just never watched the ending of it because it was just so creepy. I'm not gonna say what it is because even though I don't really want to, I'm not gonna do it. And then all the other ones, they're just like very typical, you know, like very relatable. Like I could see people actually going through this, and I loved the one with Robbie because he was just like this little kid. You wouldn't really expect it, but he was so weird. And that's like I love that kid. I don't know. Like it was strange. It was all over strange, but I really did. But yeah, I liked those movies, and those ones actually inspired me to want to put out my own Paranormal Activity movies or my own paranormal movie. It never happened because I don't exactly have actors. Yeah, so Paranormal Activity movies, I don't own the first one, but I own 2 through 4, and I hope to one day own the first one because I can just watch those. Like I can just have marathons and just keep rewatching them because they really got to me. Like that was right up my alley of horror movies that I like. Alright guys, well that's all that I have for today of this Kickstarter on all things horror. I will more than likely see you guys next week. Yeah, more than likely next week. We'll see about that. I don't know, because I feel like since I kind of missed out on the first week, I should do a second video. I don't know. Hey guys, well comment down below what your favorite horror movies are, and I could possibly check them out. You know, like just share. Be a community. Share together. I don't know. But yeah, comment down below. And also, if you like any of the movies that I mentioned, if you don't like any movies that I mentioned, if you highly don't like some of the movies that I mentioned, definitely comment down below and let me know. I just want to know your opinions on horror movies because I'm just all about it. I love it. Alright guys, well that's all for this video, and I will see you guys next time.